Morning all. I want to talk about spiritual addiction. I've talked a lot about the spiritual trade agreement where people have a will to power rather than a will to truth. I've talked about the kingdom of heaven and how it's quite distinct and very different to a lot of people's kingdom. They're building bits and pieces. It's quite subjective. They want to believe what they want to believe because they haven't entered the inner process of gnosis. Now, spiritual addiction, and it very much relates to this trade agreement. Yesterday I did a video on the chakra gods, and I talked about the need to gain sovereignty over your centers. What gives these so-called, you assume that these gods are the god of your chakras. This is a mistake to begin with. Let's just say that. And I did talk about gaining sovereignty, but again, if sovereignty, your basis of sovereignty is your own little kingdom with your own subjectivity, with your own unseen influences that are coming in and tricking and deceiving you, then you're never going to get any sovereignty. So you must enter a pathway of gnosis. But what I want to talk about is the spiritual addiction, because I do talk, because people are very defensive. I do my chants, I do my rituals. It's so profound, it's so wow and so ancient. So it must be right. And it makes me feel good, and I can get to avoid the things I want to avoid and believe whatever I want. But what I want to say about this trade is that when you trade and you enter in a relationship with these entities through the practice, you are given gifts, you are given tricks, you are given an incredible feeling of being right and powerful and all of these things. But essentially, your psychic energy is harvested and some of it's spat back to you, but you're just basically being, harvested. And what real, and again, it takes an honest man or woman to actually see what I'm saying within this trade agreement. What occurs is an addiction. So what happens, you're up. A lot of these people haven't really done emotional work. They haven't dealt with their trauma. They're just looking for that quick fix. And they get into this addictive up, retreat, boom, boom, and then bang. And they could never admit that they fall flat, but they get in this obsessive, fundamental sometimes, but these cycles of boom and bust. And it is a spiritual addiction, and this is a sign that you've engaged with a practice or an entity that is basically bleeding you dry, but giving you the illusion you're in the loop of that you're there, you're awake, and you're awake. I've already said it. Anyway, Mr. Deep here, and I'll continue to speak the truth, and I hope it helps someone out there. And it's Friday. I hope you have a lovely weekend.